India, a land of diverse cultures and landscape, is a dynamic economic powerhouse. India, being the most populous country with over 1.44 billion people, boasts an immensely rich cultural heritage, including numerous languages and traditions. India's gross domestic product, or rather GDP, has been steadily growing, and a handful of states have been instrumental in propelling this growth. Have you ever wondered which are the top contributors to India's GDP? Don't you worry. In this special episode of Independence Day, we will talk about these champion states of India who are making significant contributions to India's economy. We will delve into the finer details and list down the top 4 states contributing the most to the Indian economy on several metrics like gross state domestic product, literacy rate, FDI inflows, health and education infrastructure, key sectors thriving in the state, and several other metrics. So without further ado, let's begin. You're watching Informed Investor, an initiative by Equentis. India, a South Asian nation and one of the oldest civilizations in the world, is the 7th largest country by area and the most populous country with over 1.44 billion people. Though it looks small on the map, no one can underestimate this nation, which has rich heritage, culture, languages, and religions. India stands apart from the rest of Asia, marked off as it is by mountains and the sea, which gives the country a distinct geographical entity. Bounded by the Great Himalayas in the north, it stretches southwards and at the Tropic of Cancer tapers off into the Indian Ocean between the Bay of Bengal on the east and the Arabian Sea on the west. India, a union of states, is a sovereign, secular, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. India has 28 states and 8 union territories, each with its distinct identity, unique demography, history, culture, dress, festivals, language, etc. From the snow-capped Himalayas in the north to the palm-fringed beaches of the south, India offers a breathtaking range of landscapes. Linguistically, India is a treasure trove. With over 22 official languages and thousands of dialects, it's a polyglot's paradise. This linguistic diversity is a reflection of the country's cultural mosaic. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, and all coexist peacefully, creating a harmonious blend of traditions and beliefs. But on the economic front, India has witnessed a remarkable transformation. For decades, the country was shackled by the rigid controls and bureaucratic rhetoric. However, the liberalization reforms of 1991 ushered in a new era of economic growth. The government opened up the economy to foreign investment and reduced trade barriers and deregulated industries. This bold move unleashed the entrepreneurial spirit of the nation, leading to rapid industrialization and a rapid growing service sector. The impact of liberalization was profound. India's GDP surged, creating millions of jobs and lifting millions out of poverty. The country emerged as a global IT powerhouse, with cities like Bengaluru and Hyderabad becoming synonymous with technological innovation. The liberalization era also paved way for a consumer boom, as rising incomes fueled demand for goods and services. Today, India is a magnet for multinational corporations. Attracted by the country's large and growing market, low labor costs, and a skilled workforce, global giants are setting manufacturing plants and offices in India. This influx of foreign investment has further accelerated economic growth and created new opportunities for the Indian businesses. But have you noticed the economic growth in India being uneven? While some states, often referred to as champion states, have harnessed the opportunities of liberalization and achieved rapid development, others have lagged behind. Now let's list our states based on their contribution to the national GDP. But before that, can you guess who could be the top 4 contributors? Anyway, let's jump in and look at the data. At the top position, Maharashtra leads with a gross state domestic product, or GSDP, of 38.79 lakh crores. Second comes Tamil Nadu at 28.3 lakh crore, followed by Karnataka at 25.7 lakh crore. The 4th and 5th positions are closely fought by Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh respectively. The least contribution is by our northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. While this looks appealing and good, there is another important metric, which is the debt to GDP ratio. Just like how we have the debt to GDP ratio of India, which is a fundamental economic metric in assessing India's ability to to manage its debt burden and overall economic well-being, we will calculate the debt to GDP ratio of Indian states. Just to highlight, the overall debt to GDP ratio of India stands at 81.3% for 2023. At the same time, for the US, the debt to GDP stands at 116%, and for Japan, a massive 239%. In simple terms, the lower the ratio, the better is the country's ability to repay its borrowings. Okay, now let's look at the Indian state's performance. The debt to GDP ratio of Indian states is calculated by dividing the total outstanding debt of a specific state by its gross domestic product and multiplying by 100 to express it as a percentage. If you look at the image on the screen, Indian states with a high debt to GDP ratio include Arunachal Pradesh at the top, followed by Punjab, Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya. The reasons for this is that northeastern states are coupled with economic disparities, limited industrialization, rugged terrain and sparse population. At the same time, the agriculture sector struggles in Punjab, coupled with a history of populist policies. On the flip side, the states in India that have a better debt to GDP ratios include Chhattisgarh at the top, followed by Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Odisha. This is because of state-specific factors like Chhattisgarh's economic growth is driven by mining and agriculture. Karnataka's growth is driven by the IT and industrial sectors, while Gujarat's industrialization and efficient tax collection mechanism aids its growth, and Maharashtra's diverse and dynamic economy is centered around the financial capital Mumbai. Now moving on to a better detailed understanding of the top 4 states contributing to India's GDP and what makes them stand out from the other states. First, let's look at Maharashtra. Situated in the western region of the country, it shares borders with the several other states like Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Karnataka and Goa. And as you know, Mumbai, the state's capital, is the commercial capital of India and has evolved into a global financial hub. The city is home to several global banks and financial service providers. Other prominent cities are Pune, Nagpur, Nasik, Solapur, Kolhapur, Aurangabad, to name a few. Moving on, Maharashtra boasts a total population of 124.9 million with a literacy rate of 82.3%. The most commonly spoken languages are Marathi, Konkani, Hindi and English. Talking about the gross state domestic product at current prices, Maharashtra's GSDP was estimated at 38.79 trillion in fiscal year 24. This increased at a CAGR of 5.88% from 2015 to 2023-2024. The GSDP per capita income also witnessed a notable increase, growing at a CAGR of about 7%. Now let's understand the breakup of the gross state value or GSVA added by the core sectors. In fiscal year 22, the tertiary sector contributed 59.02% to the state's GSVA, and this was driven by trade, hotels, real estate, finance, insurance, transport, communications and other services. The secondary sector recorded a contribution of 25.18% and increased at a CAGR of 5.4%, driven by the growth in manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas and water supply industries. The primary sector, which basically includes agriculture, forestry and fishing, expanded at a CAGR of 7.8%. Now what about the health and education infrastructure? In fiscal year 22, Maharashtra had 1,678 AICTE approved educational institutes. The government of Maharashtra allocated about 16.6% of the budget towards education, sports, arts and culture sector. Pune, another major city in the state, has emerged as the educational hub. From the health sector perspective, Maharashtra boasted 10,740 sub-centers, 594 hospitals and over 1,000 dispensaries. Moving on to the key industries thriving in the state. Maharashtra has emerged as a key hub for IT and IT-enabled services, electronics and captive business outsourcing industries. It has a total of 577 IT parks in the state, and apart from this, key sectors include those of textile, garments, auto and auto components, financial services, etc. Additionally, gems and jewelry is also considered as one of the key sectors. A few interesting facts about Maharashtra. Maharashtra is home to the biggest scheduled commercial banks like SBI, HDFC Bank, Bank of Maharashtra and ICICI Bank. In fact, India's main stock exchanges, capital markets and commodity markets are headquartered in Mumbai, which gives it the tag of the financial capital of India. Maharashtra tops the list as the highest FDI recipient and accounts for almost 30% of the total FDI inflows. Pune is the largest auto hub of India with over 4,000 manufacturing and ancillary units in the Pimpri-Chinchwad region alone and is home to large players like Bajaj, Chrysler, Tata Motors and Mahindra. Maharashtra also boasts of World Heritage sites such as Ajanta, Ellora and Elephanta Caves to name a few. To summarize, here is a quick snapshot of Maharashtra in figures. And do know, Maharashtra contributes about 13.2% to India's GDP. Moving on to our next state, Tamil Nadu, which is the fourth largest state of India. Located on the southern coast of India, Tamil Nadu is surrounded by Andhra Pradesh on the north, Karnataka and Kerala on the west, the Indian Ocean on the south, and Bay of Bengal on the east. Key cities in the state are Chennai, which is the capital, followed by Coimbatore, Madurai, Salem, and Erode. Tamil Nadu is among the most industrialized states in the country and boasts a total population of 83.69 million and a literacy rate of just over 80%. Talking about the gross state domestic product, at current prices, Tamil Nadu's GSDP was estimated at 28.3 trillion in fiscal year 24. This increased at a CAGR of an impressive 11.66% from fiscal year 19 to fiscal year 24. The GSDP per capita income also witnessed a notable increase, growing at a CAGR of about 9%. Now let's understand the breakup of the gross state value or GSVA added by core sectors. In fiscal year 23, the tertiary sector contributed 53% to the state's GSVA, and this was driven by all service sectors like trade, hotels, real estate, finance, insurance, transport and other services. The secondary sector recorded a contribution of 34% and increased at a CAGR of 10.3%, driven by the growth in manufacturing and utility industry. Lastly, the primary sector recorded a growth of 10.7% during the same period. Now let's look at the health and education infrastructure. Talking about education, Tamil Nadu is one of the states running the Total Literacy Campaign, the Post Literacy Mission and the Continuing Education Program. This can be reflected in the numbers as the net enrollment ratio is around the 98% level in the state. The state has 2,650 plus colleges and 430 engineering colleges. In fact, in the state budget, the government allocated a massive 49,700 crores towards education, sports, arts and culture. Talking about health, the 2024 budget saw the government allocating 18,545 crores to the Health and Family Welfare Department. The state has over 8,700 sub-centers and 14,222 primary health centers. Moving on to the key industries thriving in the state. Tamil Nadu has a diversified manufacturing sector and features among the leaders in several industries like textile products, automobiles and auto components, engineering, pharmaceuticals, garments, leather products, chemicals, plastics, etc. Now let's look at some interesting facts about Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu boasts the highest number of factories in India, around 39,512 units, and has also the highest number of operational SEZs or Special Economic Zones in India, mounting to 50 SEZs. Tamil Nadu is also referred to as the yarn bowl of the country since it is the largest producer of cotton yarn, accounting for 41% of India's total production. Tamil Nadu is among the top 10 auto manufacturing hubs and also accounts for over 70% of India's export of passenger vehicles. To summarize, here is a quick snapshot of Tamil Nadu in figures. Do remember, Tamil Nadu contributes 8.8% to India's GDP. Moving on to our next state, Karnataka, which serves as the IT hub of India. Located in the south of India, it is surrounded by the Arabian Sea on the west, Goa on the northwest, Maharashtra on the north, Andhra Pradesh on the east, Tamil Nadu on the southeast and Kerala on the southwest. Some of the prominent cities in the state are Bangalore, also the capital of the state, followed by Hubli, Dharwad, Mysore, Mangalore, Belgaum, etc. An interesting fact is Karnataka is home to the fourth largest technology cluster in the world and thereby gets the title IT Hub of India. Karnataka has a total population of 6.82 crores with about 75% of literacy rate. The commonly languages spoken are Kannada, Tulu, Kodava, Hindi and English. Talking about the gross state domestic product, at current prices, Karnataka's GSDP was estimated at Rs 25.7 trillion in fiscal year 24. This is estimated to reach about 28 trillion by fiscal year 25 and has increased at a CAGR of an impressive 11.61% over the years. The GSDP per capita income also witnessed a notable increase, growing at a CAGR of about 10.7%. When looked at the breakup of the GSDP composition by sector, the tertiary sector was the fastest growing and contributed 66.72% to the state's GSDP. This was driven by IT services, hotels, real estate, transport, communications, to name a few. The primary sector, which primarily involves agriculture, rose at a CAGR of 13.5% and now contributes 13% to the overall GSDP. Now let's look at the health and education infrastructure. Talking about education, the state budget allocated a massive 40,495 crores to education, sports and culture. In terms of the number of universities, Karnataka ranks 5th among all Indian states and union territories with 82 universities. Of these, 37 are state public universities, 23 are state private universities and 12 are private deemed universities. Additionally, Karnataka is home to some prestigious and premier institutions like Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, Indian Institute of Science and NLSIU. On the other hand, Karnataka has made tremendous efforts to improve the health status of its people in the last few decades. According to the state budget 2024-25, rupees 16,356 crores was allocated for the health and family welfare. The total health institutions across the state account for about 12,360 facilities. Now moving on to the key industries thriving the state. Karnataka's economy is driven by key sectors such as information technology, biotechnology, manufacturing, engineering, aerospace and agriculture. Bengaluru, the state's capital, serves as a global IT hub hosting numerous major tech companies such as Infosys, TCS and Wipro that significantly contribute to the state's GDP. Let's look at some interesting facts. Karnataka is the IT hub of India and home to the 4th largest technology cluster in the world after Silicon Valley, Boston and London. Karnataka boasts of a diverse flora and fauna and a 320 kilometers natural coastline, which makes it a nature's tourist paradise. More than 60% of the biotechnology companies in India have a base in Bangalore, and the state derives 50% of the total revenue in India's biotechnology sector. Karnataka is home to about 70% of coffee production and 43% of the mulberry skill production in India. Lastly, Karnataka is termed as the knowledge capital of India as it attracts a pool of skilled labor in the knowledge sector. Furthermore, the state produces a large number of doctors, engineers and medical technicians, giving it that tag. To summarize, here is a quick snapshot of Karnataka in figures. Karnataka contributes about 8.4% to India's GDP. Moving on to a fourth state, Gujarat, the port capital of India. Located on the western coast of India, Gujarat has the longest coastline of 1,600 kilometers in the country. The state shares its borders with Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and the union territories of Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. The Arabian Sea borders the state both to the west and the southwest. Some of the prominent cities in the state are Gandhinagar, which is the capital, followed by Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat and Jamnagar, to name a few. Gujarat has a total population of 72.7 million and has a literacy rate of 78%. The most commonly spoken languages in the state are Gujarati and Hindi. Talking about the gross state domestic product, at current prices, Gujarat's GSDP was estimated at Rs 25.63 trillion in fiscal year 24. This is estimated to reach 27.9 trillion by fiscal year 25 and has increased at a CAGR of an impressive 10.5% over the years. The GSDP per capita income also witnessed a notable increase, growing at a CAGR of about 8.7%. When looked at the breakup of the GSDP composition by sectors, the secondary sectors was the fastest sector and contributed about 43% to the state's GSDP. This was driven by the expansion in manufacturing, construction, and electricity, gas, and water supply industries. The primary sector, which involves agriculture, rose at a CAGR of 10.5% and now contributes 20% to the overall GSDP. Moving on to the health and educational infrastructure. Talking about education, the state has been consistently increasing the budget allocation towards education, and for fiscal year 25 it amounted to rupees 18,634 rupees. The state has also seen notable increases in secondary and higher education as compared to the years of 2018-2019. Talking about the health, the fiscal year 25 budget allocated 19,348 crores towards health and family welfare. Over 10,413 crores have been provided for the social welfare and nutrition department as well. The state has also seen commendable increase in facilities with 9,132 centers and over 1,800 primary health centers. Moving on to the key industries thriving in the state. With only 6% of India's land mass and barely 5% of its population, Gujarat has achieved the distinction of being one of the most industrially developed states and emerged stronger in terms of economic and industrial development. Several industries like dairy, chemicals, textiles, gems and jewelry, oil, pharmaceuticals, logistics sectors all thrive in the state. Just to put a few facts ahead of you, Gujarat has the world's largest refining hub at Jamnagar. The textile industry contributes around 6% to the total industrial production in the state, and interestingly, Gujarat is the largest producer of denims in India, about 65 to 70%, and the third largest producer in the world. And no wonder it gets a title as the Manchester of East and Denim City. Gujarat accounts for 90% of all diamond cutting and polishing globally. Additionally, Gujarat handles 40% of India's cargoes. Gujarat ranks first in India's chemical manufacturing output and is a major producer of pharmaceuticals. Moreover, Gujarat was ranked as the best performer in All India State Startup Ranking by DPIIT in the year 2022. To summarize, here is a quick snapshot of Gujarat in figures. Don't forget, Gujarat contributes about 8.27% to India's GDP. Now that we've looked into the top 4 contributors, let's look at a few other metrics to compare these states. Let's start with the FDI inflows into the state. Foreign direct investment plays a crucial role in driving economic growth and development. It brings in much needed capital, technology, and expertise, which can create jobs, boost infrastructure development, and enhances competitiveness. When looked at the 5 states with FDI inflows, Maharashtra has received the highest FDI amounting to 5.32 lakh crore since the year 2000, which accounts for almost 30% of the total inflow in the country. Karnataka comes in second, amassing 22%, followed by Gujarat at 17%. Lastly, let's see another metric and rank the states in terms of the governance. What's important is, even with the best infrastructure and crores spent on development, it can all be undone by poor governance. The image on your screen shows the list of the best performing states based on governance. Maharashtra tops the list with a score of 97.2 out of 120. Second comes West Bengal, followed by Haryana and Rajasthan. The parameters involved for the rankings are criminal records of MLAs, Panchayat Devolution Index, number of e-services rolled out by the state governments for citizen participation, and ease of doing business and progress of the Digital India program. Now to conclude, India's economic landscape is shaped significantly by its top performing states, each contributing uniquely to the nation's GDP. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Gujarat stand out as economic powerhouses driving growth through diverse sectors such as IT, manufacturing and services. However, the stark disparities in development across states underscores the need for a balanced approach. While these champion states continue to lead the way, it's imperative that India focuses on uplifting lagging regions to harness the full potential of its diverse landscape. A concentrated effort to bridge the development gap is crucial for realizing India's vision of becoming a global economic superpower. Having said that, this is me, Rahul Hassan, signing off. Have a great day and stay safe.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.